No, priest, worry not. The man in the chest. Yes, there was a man, but he was not Kandan the Sun-Blessed, as you fear. Just a worthless sun priest I found at the Solar Temple in Green Falls.
Clarified Goryth with a slight smile of amusement.
I called it! I knew there had to be a man in there. I told you, Urnon.
Oh, good son! So we have been carrying a poor sun priest all this time. What have we done? Oh, son, I must know. What was his name?
Asked a horrified Urnon in response, completely ignoring Pepper's proclamation.
How would I know? I did not concern myself with his name while I mesmerized him and forced him into the chest. You may ask your more perceptive friend to lend you his night glass if you wish to learn more. Yosamold is currently wearing him. Good son! Wearing him? Were you more aware and observant, you would have noticed that my old friend is actually having food tonight. Last I heard, moonlight projections were not able to eat,
commented the wizard with an air of mystery. Pepper, hearing his device mentioned, was unable to resist his curiosity. Despite all the horror it had shown him so far, he quickly tried his night glass on Yosamold. Unlike last time, he now saw that there was actually something under the Lich's illusion.
Give me that thing, Pepper, now!
Exclaimed Urnon, practically ripping the trinket out of his hand. Below the illusion that they had come to know as the visual representation of the Lich, there was a man Urnon knew.
That is Dorum, the High Beacon of Green Falls. How could you? High Beacon? If that is what the high ranks of your order are like, I suspect I could destroy your entire order by my own hand, if I so wanted. And without much effort, I might add,
responded Goryth with amusement.
This is terrible! A disaster! He is not just any sun priest. He is the High Beacon, a crucial member of our church, a pillar of our order. This is a tragedy for Green Falls.
But, Urnon, I remember you saying that man was a useless good-for-nothing, an uninspired burrow rat, or something of the sort, commented Pepper.
Hush now, and it's bureaucrat, and that is of no importance. He is still a sun priest, and a high beacon at that. Sun's sake, he is the Heliarch's second cousin. I somehow do not find that surprising. I imagine he was the subject of a scandal in his past, was he not? How do you know of that?
Asked a worried and surprised Urnon.
It is simply a relatively probable reason for why a Heliarch's second cousin would end up assigned to a backwater town like Green Falls. Oh, good son, forgive me. What will become of him then? Is he dead?
Oh, my dear forthright priest, fear not, for he is still alive, and will be for many years to come. I am simply wearing him, you see? Through certain arcane techniques that would be too arduous to explain, one immaterial being such as myself may take possession of the body of a man. In such a manner, I am able to savor certain sensory experiences that would otherwise be out of my reach, such as savouring this delightful meal. Goryth was very thoughtful in bringing me such a healthy vessel. Birion sends me a man every few years, but they are usually in bad shape and do not last long, which is simply a shame, explained Yosamold in a comforting tone that Urnon found clearly out of place.
Is he still there then? A prisoner of his own body?
He is indeed, yet he no longer cares, for his awareness is no longer subjective. The only voice residing in his head is now my own, his only story my own.
How could you do such terrible things? Such a terrible ending, even for a man I disliked. I would not wish this upon my most hated enemy. What terrible fate!
Oh, I feel the pain you speak of, my poor romantic priest. Yet his pain is not his, but yours. He no longer cares. He is now a part of me, a light of awareness that illuminates my thoughts. He enjoys my happiness and shares my sadness. My story is now his. I am his voice now. His old story is no more, so he feels no pain for his lost meaning. It is you who feels the pain. Just look for new meaning, and the pain will cease," spoke the Lich, with a gentle smile that disconcerted and infuriated the priest.
But you have taken away his free will, enslaved his soul, which the Holy Son had liberated. I am certain he would rather be dead."
"Enslaved? He is no more, I tell you. How can you enslave something that is not? He does not wish for death, for he now wishes what I wish, and nothing more."
Even after almost 15 decades of slumber, I am still better informed than you are, my old friend. These men believe, or those that came from the Dawn Islands at least did, that they were freed from the moon by the sun, not only in how their sun magic released them from our yoke, but also how the sun supposedly liberated their souls from the trappings of the moon. This is still our belief,
responded Urnon with a deeply offended expression, almost standing up in outrage as Lisbon pulled down on his robes trying to calm him down.
It is the sun that broke us away from the silver chains of the moon, giving us free will. Without the sun, there would be no choice. It is the sun that freed us, both from the cruel blue blood that kept us down, and from the silver moon chains that imprisoned our souls. As you can see, my old friend, they seem to be quite confused, the wizard said to Yosamold. Their beliefs are a jumbled mess of old stories, language artifacts, and misunderstood blue blood philosophy. The silver chains of the moon you speak of, priest, they cannot be broken, for they are reality itself. Breaking them is a paradox, anathema to truth and coherence. The concept of choice is illogical and meaningless, just another illusion. You have no choice, and neither do I. Every action is the only possible action. How could there be room for more than one? One simply follows the will of the moon, the will of reality. You do not choose the ideas that come to your mind. You do not choose what you choose. I know better than to listen to your lunar heresies. The light of truth dispelled your lies and gave us choice, the choice to know better and break our chains.
Goryth seemed to start losing interest and with a sigh responded.
I expected a little better of you, priest. I should know better. One does not argue with the goat and the pig. Well, this old goat and this pig,
started Urnon, pointing at a surprised Pepper,
have killed their farmer, brought down his house, and are now the rulers of the entire land. Perhaps the farmer should have argued with them when he had the chance.
He does have a point. Mayhap, in their ignorance and irrationality, they are better shaped for this world than we ever were, my dear Goryth. Mayhap
they are, but we have yet to reach the end of this story, Yosamold. What do you know of your ancestors, priest? What do you know of the people of the Dawn Islands? I know that many centuries ago, centuries before the fall of the Moonspire, a group of men led by Urnon, the first Sun Priest, fled to the Dawn Islands. There, away from the Blue Bloods and under the protection of the sun, we grew stronger and prepared for the day of reckoning when we would be strong enough to free our brothers from your yoke. And when that day came, that was exactly what we did. You did indeed free your brothers and sisters, I will give you that. Yet there is much you do not understand. What do you think of the magics of the sun, Yosamold? Have you felt the disturbing effects of sunlight?
Added then the wizard, looking at Yosamold.
I have to admit, I find it rather unsettling. Now less so than before, yet still, I do not like it. It has a powerful force, yes, but brutish and raw. Nothing like our art. When our magics clash, It is as if the delicate song of the moon was being drowned out by the manic screams of their sun. There is no depth, no creativity, no beauty in sunlight, just terrible noise.
Mark my words, priest. There is something very wrong with the magic of sunlight, a riddle I am yet to solve.
Ah, my inquisitive friend, I am certain you have already crafted some interesting theories, have you not? I would not mind hearing of them. I could certainly use some knowledge on that matter.
I do have my theories, Yosamold, but before I tell you, I think it would be wiser to let my servants go to their quarters. They have had a difficult time in the past few days, and I fear they need some time to recover.
Oh, that is most unfortunate. I had hoped we would get to discuss my sensoriums in greater detail.
There will be more opportunities for that in the future, my old friend, but I must first tend to my own matters. You will understand. Lismond, we will be leaving tomorrow at noon, and I need you all well rested. We will be taking a moongate to Solaria, to this so-called Tower of Wizardry.
Goryth informed them, before continuing, now looking at the young woman that had been their guide.
You will be joining us, Ara. You will be a welcomed addition to my entourage, and I will need you to inform me of the current affairs of the Blue Bloods. I know why you are here. Yosamold has told me of your troubles, and I believe I might be able to aid your father in the near future.
Oh, thank you, my lord. It would be an honour to join your company. I am in your debt,
responded the woman, having been caught off guard. Lismond, sharing her surprise, couldn't stop himself from glancing at the wizard. His eyes immediately met the piercing white on black of Goryth's, as if the man had been waiting for that very glance. He instantly knew Goryth was somehow aware of what had transpired with Ara earlier that day.